It's gonna be a little spicy. You can put your, like if you want to try it just a little bit, you can, or you
Like,
don't have
scoop
to.
it?
I tell you what, you're right. Here's what I would do.
I feel like I learned that in cooking class, to not do that.
Did not just
Like, yeah.
What did you make in cooking class, by the
I
way?
can't remember, but I got a B on my final, so, which was a 5-course meal. And my mom likes to give me credit, but she was definitely like, I would start doing something, she's like, just like kind of what you're doing here. Like, sorry, Tahoma, if you guys still haven't watched that. I did do the...
I don't even know what you're doing right now. What were you making? What is that?
I was sauteing it.
No, you weren't. Whatever that was, that's not what you were
That
doing.
was a saute.
I
Is that not? I'm
I
throwing
don't-
it around. Are we going to be able to do that today? Because I'll do it.
Please don't
Throw
do
it up
that.
in it.
I would please don't throw anything up into the air. What position did you play before you became a pitcher?
I was first base and outfield. I used to be extremely athletic, and then I started growing limbs. So,
But you're tall.
yeah, I wasn't that tall. I hit a massive growth spurt like junior year of high school.
But I would think that height now helps you.
No, I became too lanky. I was more compact. I was able to shift a lot.
Now then,
Now
what's
I-
my excuse?
Now I don't have much shift left.
Which is good, because if you do that on the mound, they call that a balk.
Yeah, but it could come into play if I'm trying to make a play, like bare hands, try and diving catch.
I think the goal is efficiency of movement. Maybe not just doing like this. I know, like,
You never-
and this also scares people. Like, what?
You never know when you might need it though. Like,
When I need to shake somebody loose. Like, now I just feel like I'm trying to scare you.
no. You're good. I'm ready. Anytime I need a shift, I'm ready.
Okay. What's the most memorable interaction you've had with a teammate? And I'm thinking like kind of in-game sort of thing, although you could tell me a story from the clubhouse, but...
Most memorable with a teammate. Probably, I mean, everybody knows that story by now, but probably the throwing right-handed, and Skip seeing that. But if you haven't heard it, it's pretty embarrassing. So, basically, one day, we were playing the Yankees. Game's not going well at all. So bad time to be screwing around. And I have this scar on my right. Let's see if I can get it. I broke my elbow in high school, and it kind of looks like a Tommy John scar.
It does.
So I always like to tell people I used to throw right-handed. I get some people just are like, no. And Trevor Gott, he never believed me at all at any point in time. And I took it to the point where I was like, I'll show you. And he was like, get off the mound. And I was like, well, I haven't done it in like 12 years, but like, sure. And I forgot that there's cameras in the bullpen. And so I started throwing right-handed. And we get done with the game, and we go into the lunchroom, and Skip was not happy. And I panicked, and I went home, and I called my parents. I'm like, I'm screwed. I'm getting released tomorrow. This is so bad. I didn't sleep. I think I went to bed at like 4:30 that day. I was first one in the clubhouse. And Skip was just in there. I don't know what he was doing. He was just leaned up like this, looking into nowhere. And I walked in there, and I was like, hey, can we talk? And he was like, yeah, what do you got? And I was like, I'm so sorry about yesterday. Like, I'm super embarrassed, place and time for everything. And he was like, what? He was like, oh man, thought it was hilarious. I loved it. He was like, we're getting our butts kicked. And I look over and I'm like, what is this guy doing? And it kind of put me in a better mood. But yeah, time and place, don't let it happen again. But it was funny. And I was like, wait, so you weren't mad yesterday? He was like, not at all. And I'm like, Skip, he's like, I was being sarcastic. And I was like, we got to work on our sarcasm. I called everybody I knew that this is it. That I had a fun time being a Seattle Mariner. It was a good ride. So yeah, that's probably my most memorable.
Well, if that ever happens, we've already determined that you could do pregame interviews, and it'd be great.
You think?
I mean, you compare yourself to DK Metcalf a little too much for most people's believability, but
Have you seen the picture with us? I met him. I'm the same size as him. He might be a little bit more filled out.
I've met him too.
Yeah. He might be a
Yeah.
little bit more, on the muscular side, but we weigh the same. So,
Yep.
But I am still in peak physical shape. And I just think that we're very similar. Haters will be my motivators. That's fine. It's good. Whatever.
I tell you what, if I weighed myself against every professional athlete, I'd have one heck of a career. What coach has made the biggest impact on you?
I would say there's two people that really helped me is Sean Taunt, growing up, coming through high school. Have you ever heard of Big League Edge? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he was over there. He really helped me out a lot. And Billy Berry from Tennessee Wesleyan. I wasn't the easiest person to deal with growing up.
No,
and
I don't believe it.
Shocker, I know. And
you're so pleasant, and you follow instructions perfectly.
Yeah, not back in college. In high school, I did not. So, but he was hard on me, but he was kind of like a father figure in that way. And when I didn't know it, I thought he hated me. But behind the scenes, he was really putting my name out there to pro scouts, and I didn't know that at the time until the last day that I was there. And even the scouts told me, they're like, this guy really rode for you. And so I really owe him a lot for what he did for me. So yeah, those two for sure.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, those guys were awesome.
I've had a conversation with a few different guys on handling the opposite of success, whatever that is. Disappointment, failure, not living up to expectations, whether yours or somebody else's. How much do you work on that, think about that, care about that?
That's funny that you say that. So I'll be a little bit vulnerable on that aspect. When I was in low A, I was coming up with guys like Jordan Romano. And I had a really bad day. This is when I was a starter. I had a really, really bad day. And pitching coordinator was there. Everybody was there. And our manager was actually John Schneider at the time. And I wasn't doing well that year at all. And I think I didn't get out of the second inning. And I threw the biggest temper tantrum ever. And I sat at the end of the bench the whole game. I didn't move. It was actually kind of a great, perfect sit. Didn't move. But at the end of the game, I was sitting there and called me in the office. Obviously, had some choice of words about how I handled. We lost and it was obviously just everything went wrong. We lost 18-1 that day. It was really bad. And he was like, you need to figure it out or you won't be playing this game very long. And I went home, obviously still mad at the world, everybody else's fault except for mine kind of thing. And the next day I did apologize to the team, and Romano, I really appreciate his honesty, especially when you're friends with somebody, but he was like, you're being a baby. You've been a baby for a while. And when you hear that from your friends, it's not coming from your parents, not coming from your coach. When it's coming from your friends and your teammates, that hurts. And so I knew I had to make a change, and I did. I think I handled things a lot better now. I still obviously wear it hard when things go south. I'm sure a lot of us do, but compared to where I was at, night and day. It's night and day. So, we're gonna fail a lot as athletes. We all know, right? You've seen it. We all see it. Not everything is rose gold, but you take your losses with your wins.
So I appreciate that vulnerability. I will also share with you when I was an athlete, high school athlete, I led the league in technical fouls multiple years.
Really?
I
So
was,
you were the Draymond Green of.
I was horrible at controlling my emotions because I thought the more I showed, like the more it showed that I cared. My father would yell from the stands, "If you do that one more time, I will take you out of the game myself." He wasn't wrong, but that was the one that got me. That was the one that got me.
Why did it get you? Just because like you had a really close relationship with him, or?
Yeah, and I super respect him. And, you know, when your parent does that, and he knows me better than anybody else, right? Like,
Right.
but I knew that he was right.
So how many did you have?
I don't remember, but here's what I do know. You don't want to be one-on-one against me in the paint where I'm going up for a rebound.
Really?
I will box you out, you will be in pain, and
All
I will
elbows?
come down with the ball. Hips, mostly hips. You can see too many elbows if you're an official.
Yeah.
What you can't see is how I use my hips. Yeah, it was
Okay.
bad.
All right.
It was bad. There are many, many girls in Houston, Texas who are like, she was not nice. It was not nice. Look at this. Look at what you could become.
Thought you were like the nicest person ever. Couldn't imagine it. So
I appreciate that as a vote of confidence.
the more you know.
The more you know. I think it's time to eat.
I Cook, You Measure is presented by Safeway, who encourages you to step up for our high school student athletes through the Nourishing Champions program. The collaboration with Champions of Change provides funding for nutritious snacks and meals for all high school sports teams in need. Use the QR code to apply for the Nourishing Champions grant and fuel success on and off the field.